Alright, so a question comes in today about how to configure the file integrity monitor in the new versions of Log and Event Manager. So File Integrity Monitor was a feature that was introduced in LIM 6.0 and currently, or at least as of today, being February 3rd, 2015, this feature only exists in the Windows agent. If you haven't updated your Log and Event Manager to 6.01, you'll definitely want to, as well as your associated agents, as that will probably get you the best performance out of the File Integrity Monitor. The way that this configured is pretty easy. If we click on a node and go to Connectors, we will see that all we have to do is search for FIM, which I already have running on this particular machine. And there is both a registry and a file and directory monitor. Because this is already running on this machine, I'm going to stop it. However, if you wanted to create a new one on a machine that had never had the file integrity monitor, you would click this gear and pick new. Now this is stopped, we can configure it. The way that we configure this is by defining monitors. You will notice that on this particular machine I have 3 monitors running. One of them is the Windows Server Monitoring. This is a template that comes from Solarwinds when you purchase and deploy the LIM. You'll see here kind of as an example of how things are configured. This monitors the C drive recursively. For executable files, for create, write, and delete events to the files, as well as permission rights. C drive recursively for batch files for the same operations. C Windows recursively for DLLs for the same operations. C Windows recursively for any hosts files, no extension, for the same operations, and so on and so forth. For the sake of this, I have also created a demo set that is watching a particular folder. It's easy enough to create a new monitor. We click the Add Custom Monitor. We give it a name. Give it a description if we like, although this isn't required. And then we can click the Add New. At this point, we're going to be able to browse and we're going to see the directory structure of whichever node it is that we're on. So if, for example, I want to monitor, let's say the Windows directory, we'll pick a random path down here, the cursors folder, why not? And then for which kind of files, maybe I only want to see cursor files, although I could leave wildcards there. And then for which operations, so I only want to see directory creates and deletes, file creates, writes, and deletes, permission rights, and then I can save that. And that becomes a layer of that particular monitor, and I can continue to do this for as many file types or as many directories as I want in building my custom monitor. Once I've created my custom monitor, I can do save. You will see now that it is over here on the selected monitors. If I want, I can promote this to a template, which means that when I go to other nodes, that template is now available for me to apply to that. If I no longer want a template there, I can delete it. That does not remove it from systems where it's already been placed. Now I hit save. The LIM is going to think for a few minutes, and you'll see that it's refreshing the status, and now they're green and they're running, and I have my demo monitor for YouTube running down here. To prove that we're capturing events already, I can come back here to my events filter. We said the Windows cursors, so here's me on my LIM demo folder that's also being monitored. So if I go ahead and delete some things, we should see some file deletes come through the view in just a second. There they are. All the file deletes telling me who deleted them, from which system, what the file paths were, so I can see that those changes are there. If I go to my newly assigned path where I said I was going to monitor, let's go ahead and do this. Obviously, cur files are pretty common in here, so I'm going to create a new document. We will simply create a duplicate file here. And you can see that, I'm getting actually file open failures because I'm not running as an administrator. So already I'm getting my audits. These events are also going to be captured in the reports console. You can see all of this information under our default reports having to do with file auditing. So I can run this file audit events. There we go. Start time, we'll set this back half an hour. And end time, and there you can see all of the file events that are related. You could use our select expert to come in and modify that. You can see that in the last half hour I created a bunch of files. If I look at my file deletes, my deletes are in here too, including my lem demo folders that I can see in there. I'll embiggen that to make that a little easier to read. So there's me deleting my lem demo stuff, as well as my object audits and my file audit failures. That should indicate that my file open failure is trying to reach that cursor folder that I'm now auditing. So this information is available in the reports console. You could also search for it using ndepth. Obviously, if I look at the last 10 minutes, over here I can see all the events that have occurred, and obviously in the last 10 minutes I do have some file deletes, as well as my file audit failures. So I could double click that and filter for that to see who is attempting to access files they don't have permission to access, and there's all of the events. So that's a basic introduction to the file integrity monitor that's in LEM 6.0 and newer. So hopefully that was informative, and you have good luck in setting that up in your own environment.